Yeah, I mean, it was a very physical, tough game. We knew that that was the type of game we were going to get from Cal. Mark Madsen, a.k.a. Mad Dog, is, I think, a team takes on the personality of their coach, and they're tough. Like, they play gritty. I mean, we got 3 guys with cuts on their nose and got a couple guys with swollen ankles and all kind of stuff. So it was a hard-fought game, and I thought our guys played hard. I think the story of the game was our defense, right? I mean, huge emphasis was on number 0, number 2 in our scouting report, and they were 4 for 26 from the field. They're both really good players. The other huge emphasis was the glass, and they out-rebounded us by 2, and, they had a lot of offensive rebounds. The percentage wasn't what I wanted to be, but our guys fought on the glass. I thought they played really, really hard. With guys going down, with Rain getting hurt, our next man up mentality was on display once again. Noah came in and gave us great minutes. Kanai came in and gave us really good minutes. Kadir stepped up. Frank. Today was indicative of the type of season that we've had. People go down and people step up. Obviously, Terrence Edwards had a phenomenal night. When he had 29 points, there was a technical foul called, and Chucky was, I said, Chucky, shoot the free throws. And he goes, no, let Fat do it. And I just love when that stuff happens. These guys are about winning. They're about their teammates, because he knew, Terrence makes 2 more free throws, he'd have over 30 points. So I thought that was really, really good as well. But fortunate to come out with the win. Got a quick turnaround. Got to heal up and rest up and get ready for a big one on Saturday, where we're going to be honoring, our senior class. And many of these guys will have only played 1 year in a Louisville uniform, but I think you guys, I want to speak for you, and I want to speak for the whole fan base, but I think this group is going to be remembered around here and beloved and celebrated for a long, long time for what they've done to pour into this program and to put us back on the map.
Questions for Coach Kelsey? Would you handle the microphone? Go ahead, Sean.
Coach, if you could just kind of talk about the fact, as you talked about, they did have 20 offensive rebounds, but the team did a good job of kind of scrambling defensively to kind of limit the damage that Cal did when they got those offensive rebounds. Is that schematic? Is that strategic or effort?
Well, there was a lot of misses. They were 21 for 71 from the field. We held them to a very, very low field goal percentage, and I think that's a tribute to how hard our guys played on that end. There were a lot of long shots that turned into long rebounds, and their DNA as a team, one of the things that they do at an elite level is pursue the ball, and that's all we talked about and all we worked on the last couple days. But they're hard to keep off the glass. Their 2 centers that they play are ferocious, attacking the ball. 31 is a terrific offensive rebounder. And, that's the one area we need to clean up a little bit coming out of this game, but I do think our guys fought. There's not a ton of strategy in terms of, although we wanted to send 2 guys at those big guys, we had to double team him several times, which kind of opened up some bodies for some other guys to get offensive rebounds, but those 2 are a load, and that was a major point of emphasis.
What do you attribute your ability to kind of fill in when somebody goes down, and whether it's rebounding, whether it's 3-point shooting, it's kind of like whatever is needed at the time, somebody kind of steps up.
Yeah, I feel the same way you do. And it's just the resiliency of this team. I think it's one of the trademarks, the hallmarks of this team is just what's next. Something happens, adversity hits, somebody goes down, nobody blinks an eye. And that we always say, next man up, next man up, next man up. I've said it before. I know that's a Pittsburgh Steelers thing, and I hate paying tribute to the Pittsburgh Steelers because I can't stand them. But we preach that all the time. And when Noah's name was called, he went in, gave us great minutes. Like I said, Kanai, Kadir, Frank, those guys off the bench, and then everybody else elevated their game as well. Terrence was terrific, as we know. But, again, the story of the game to me is our effort, especially on the defensive end. We've become a really, really, really good defensive team over the last 2 months.
Yeah, I'm guessing that Rain is one of the guys you mentioned with a swollen ankle. Is that true?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what's going on yet. I just know he couldn't come back in the game. I haven't had a chance to talk to Katie. they just, she just said he can't come back, so we'll evaluate it in the morning, and I'll have more for you after that.
And then Coach was in here from Cal talking about you going to a bigger lineup today. That was something that kind of threw them off. Could you just speak to maybe something? I don't know if we've seen that too much here recently, but to go to that tonight and have a workout.
Yeah, I mean, it was really out of necessity more than anything. When Rain went down, Rain's 6'2". The guys that were going to replace him are Kanai 6'8", Noah 6'10". Kadir's a big kid, so we kind of did it out of necessity. So I appreciate him, giving me credit for it, but it was just the advantage of no choice.
Pat, obviously without Rain tonight, you're still able to make 11 three-pointers. Obviously, Pat was a big part of that. But how important is it to not have to just rely on Rain to be your primary perimeter shooter, especially as you're getting ready to enter the one-and-done part of the season?
Yeah, I mean, I think we have I know we do. We have a very good shooting team. Chucky is having the best three-point shooting year of his career. Terrence can really, really shoot the ball. Noah Waterman can really shoot it. Javon Hadley's become a very effective, reliable three-point shooter. I'm probably missing some Kanai, make an open three. We're a good three-point shooting team. We value that in the recruiting process, and we're built that way. So, obviously Rain's elite. Rain's one of the best shooters in college basketball, one of the best shooters that I ever coached. But we got a bunch of guys that can make shots.
Coach, you guys hold Andrei Stojakovic to his season low tonight from the entire season, and do another good job of just holding the opposition's leading scorer to a rough, inefficient kind of a night. But this is one of those kind of guards who isn't more ball dominant, and some of the other leading scorers that you guys have gone up against have been more ball dominant. Talk to me about what went into the game plan of just making it tough for him tonight, and how did that?
Well, he's really good. His dad's one of the greatest players in NBA history, so it was kind of cool preparing and scouting him, and then they showed his dad up in the stands a couple times. I'm like, oh my gosh, that's his son. But he's good. He's got his special gift, I believe, is his ability to generate fouls. He's just really good at getting downhill, taking contact, continuing to attack the rim, put foul pressure on you. We really had a big emphasis on defending him without fouling. Right at the point of attack, one-on-one, we wanted to try to be physical and chest him up early, and we wanted to try to have the floor be crowded around him as well. He can make threes, but getting downhill and attacking. And I just thought our guys did a good job of being attentive to scouting report and carrying out their assignment. A bunch of guys guarded him. It wasn't just one guy, but we did a good job. He's hard to prepare for. The other big emphasis was number 0, who also is a very, very good free throw generator, and I thought we did a pretty good job of defending them without fouling.
Pat, you talk about defense and the improvement. In the first half, the last 8 minutes, you held them without a field goal, and it was more of you were forcing them to miss bad shot, take bad shots, and that. In the second half, you had a run where I think you had 3 or 4 steals. So it's a little different of everything. What do you feel like is the biggest improvement in the last 2 months defensively?
Just the care factor. I mean, that's the best way to describe it, the 1-2. I told them, the movement started 2 months ago, probably right before we played North Carolina. There was just something. It was like something that was triggered, and we stopped being coach-led on the defensive end, and we started being player-led, and it just matters to them so much. I mean, we tried to convince them, or kind of painted a picture of, hey, if we want to accomplish the goals that we've set out for ourselves, we have to raise the level of our defense, and it then got in the minds and hearts of our players. I've talked to you guys several times about Terrence's, his improvement on the defensive end, his buy-in. We all know Chucky's special as a defender. Javon Hadley is a terrific defender, but I give Terrence a ton of credit, for his commitment to the defensive level, defensive end. I mean, he had 30-something points tonight, but, you know, he poured his heart and soul into the defensive end as well. And it's not just him, it's all our guys. But that's the best way to answer the question. It's just the care factor. Our defense is player-led, and that's why we're really good.
Coach, if you could just talk about Noah had a strong game on Saturday against Pitt, comes back tonight, has a very strong game defensively, moving his feet, had the step-in three-point shot, posted up, had a nice and one on the block. Just kind of talk about how he's playing right now.
Yeah, and he, like, I just keep saying, I mean, he turned his ankle, and tough. Breaks his thumb, as I've told you guys many times, has 4 pins put in, keeps playing. I mean, we had to make him sit out. You know, he's just a tough kid, and we need him, especially with rain going down tonight. We need it. You know, you mentioned perimeter shooting, made that big three and guard it. He was really a really important piece tonight, and we're going to need him to continue to do that moving forward. You know, when something like this happens, when rain goes down, I mean, it forces guys, you know, because our starting lineup's been playing incredible amount of minutes, and this game, it's kind of funny how God works sometimes. It forced those guys into playing more minutes. And, you know, by being able to be out there and stay out there and have some sustained minutes, they gain some confidence. And, you know, the silver lining will be as we move into conference tournament play and, you know, postseason play, having these guys have a game like this, which will boost their confidence, I think will be important.
When Hepburn has a career high and Terrence has a career high, those are obviously great accomplishments, but how do you ensure that that's sustainable going forward, that you don't rely on someone just having an amazing night?
Yeah, I don't think I think we've been a team all year long that doesn't rely on one guy to have an unbelievable night. Because you know what? Rain Smith's had 37 before. Terrence had 35 tonight. Chucky had 37 the other day. Javon Hadley's had a 30-point game, I think, right? 32-point game. So that's what makes us good, in my opinion. I mean, you look at our overall statistics, it's like, you know, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13. I mean, we are the farthest thing from a one-trick pony, and I think that's one of the big identities of this team is our depth and our ability to hurt you at a lot of different positions and a bunch of different people to have big nights on different nights.
Yeah, to that point, this is James's second time in a month, you know, going for a career high in assists with 4. He was just that one shy of Chucky tonight, tying the team high. You know, just how dangerous does it make you guys? You know, when he as your hub is, you know, starting to find more, find more open looks for people and starting to get.
James is like
column.
a point center. I feel totally confident, and it puts a smile on my face saying it because he's a play-through guy. And the ball's in his hands, I'm really comfortable. And he just he understands the nuances of getting guys open. He's become a phenomenal screener. He studies the game so much, and, you know, he studies our opponents, and he'll come to me with ideas. Because, you know, in the first half, and really a lot of the second half, they were playing way, way, way off him. Like they were putting their guy in the restricted area. Well, he's smart enough to know, well, when I'm not being guarded, they can't help on my screens. So when we have screening action going around him, he'll drop the ball and then get a guy a shot. He just, all those little things, and then he's just become a phenomenal passer as well. Tough as nails. I mean, as we know, still has his teeth out. He had broken bones up here. He has the mask. And then that big dude for Cal drills him in the face, breaks his mask, cuts his face, and he runs out and gets a mouthpiece and runs back in the game. I mean, I love toughness, man. Like, we identify that like we identify shooting. If you're not tough, you can't play for me. You just can't. And you know, to see everybody have those, what do they call them, nose guards in football, and they all have the Tim Crumry Cincinnati name. They all have the cuts on their nose. Chucky's got one tonight. James got one tonight. I think somebody else got one tonight too. Maybe not. Maybe Noah. Yeah, Noah chipped his tooth. We all kind of crap going on. I love it. It's freaking awesome. Now his mom's gonna be mad at me because I celebrated him chipping his tooth. But